Welcome back, everybody. Today we're wrapping up my week of adventures here in Kanab, Utah, getting seriously off-road, exploring massive sand chambers, stunning slot canyons, and even packing in some quality time volunteering at a very special animal sanctuary. If you're thinking about a trip to Kanab or southern Utah, you will not want to miss these spots. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's hit the trails. Good morning. So we are in Kanab, Utah today. I've been spending the last couple of days exploring this area of southern Utah. We're at the very southern end of the state, basically on the Arizona border. And there's a couple of things that this area is famous for. One we already did, and that is the Coral Pink Sand Dunes State Park. But the other thing that Kanab is probably most famous for is that this is one of the best areas in the world to explore slot canyons. You honestly cannot come to Kanab without exploring a canyon, but the problem is that a lot of the trailheads to these canyons can't really be accessed by a normal vehicle, or at least not in a way that wouldn't seriously violate the rental agreement I have with Hertz. So in order to get to this canyon, our friends at Rome Adventure Company, who helped us out in Coral Pink Sand Dunes, are taking us along on one of their tours to Peekaboo Canyon. We're also going to explore a couple more stops along the way, and then I have an extra special treat for us this afternoon. We're going to be doing some volunteer work at one of the most amazing animal sanctuaries in the United States. I can't tell which I'm more excited about, slot canyons or dogs. Probably the dogs. No offense to the slot canyons, but I really love dogs. But this is going to be amazing, so let's go. Kanab is surrounded by state parks, national parks, and hundreds of acres of federal land that is managed by the Bureau of Land Management. On our adventure today, we're headed to two spots: the Great Chamber at Cutler Point and Peekaboo Canyon, sometimes also called Red Canyon. To reach both, you'll need to navigate deep sand and a maze of marked and unmarked off-road trails. Now, I'm not usually one who enjoys a guided tour over exploring on my own, but if you aren't familiar with desert driving or you don't have the right rig for it, you'll probably end up deep in the sand needing a very expensive tow. If you don't have a Jeep, high clearance 4x4, or a UTV that can handle these conditions, I recommend going with one of the many group tours that are in this area. I think we needed a better bra for that. My advice to all the ladies coming out: wear your most supportive undergarments, because that was a bumpy ride. Slot canyons are some of the most truly mind-blowing natural wonders in the Southwest. Formed over millions of years, these narrow canyons are carved by powerful flash floods slicing through the soft sandstone. The result: towering walls, twisting passages, and dramatic light and shadow that feels honestly out of another world. One of the coolest and most underrated slot canyons in Utah is Peekaboo, just outside of Kanab. Also known as Red Canyon, this gem is way less crowded than spots like Antelope Canyon, but I think just as stunning. You don't need a permit or guide to explore here, but if you do visit this or any other canyons in the area, make dang sure that you're applying leave no trace principles. Pack out everything you bring in, stay on the trail, never graffiti or leave carvings, and respect this fragile landscape so it stays wild and beautiful for everyone else to enjoy. entire canyon is 0.7 miles out and back. There's no scrambling or climbing required, making this a perfect canyon for families or less experienced hikers. After leaving our tour, we have one last stop here in Kanab, and it's unlike anything else we've done yet. Kanab is home to the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary, the largest sanctuary of its kind in the U.S. It's home to over 1,600 dogs, cats, horses, birds, farm animals, and even wild animals who need care, a loving home, or a peaceful place to spend their golden years. The Best Friends Animal Society runs hundreds of shelters across the country with the goal of helping the U.S. achieve all no-kill shelters. As you can imagine, running this operation takes a tremendous amount of work, and that is why we're here today. So today we are going to work a little volunteer shift in their adoption center. Volunteerships are open to anyone who wants to apply. They definitely need help. They also do tours, and you can just come and tour the property. It's a beautiful canyon here, but we wanted to give back. I love animals, dogs in particular, but all animals, of course. And so this was a great way to wrap up my time here in Kanab and give back a little bit for all of the animals that need our help. So let's go work a volunteer shift. Hi, Lola. Hi, honey. So this is Lola. We don't know how old she is, but she came to us from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. And you wouldn't tell it by how wagging that tail is, but she actually had a pretty bad back leg injury. We think she got hit by a car, they said, before she came to the shelter. She is adoptable, and today we are taking her out for a little walk on the beautiful grounds of Best Friends. That about wraps it up for our time here in Kanab. If you want to learn more about planning your own trip to Kanab, you can check out some of the resources in the description below. And to learn more about the Best Friends Animal Society and how you can get involved with them, visit bestfriends.org. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time out on the trails. Misty has dug herself out. Okay, good girl. Good girl.